Okay. So we're gonna do a quick review, my dad and I. Right, Dad?
Yeah, why not?
You need me to get some water though, right?
Yeah.
You're thirsty. The movie first opens up with let me grab that water. You want flat or sparkling?
Flat.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a flat too so I don't burp. Grab yours. Let me just make sure it's still recording. Started from the bottom. So the movie opens up and we have a young lady being let out of what appears to be some sort of prison. And this prison, here we go, this might be better. Seems and appears to be really far, far away from wherever the prison was, and they dropped her off. There was like a long row of gates. It appeared to be very, really far away, pretty distant. Like, you know, does that make any sense?
Yeah, because listen, Texas is a plains state, meaning a lot of plains, a lot of wide area, like deserts and things like that. So it took place in Texas. So it was just the Texas frontier. Because remember they said when you leave this area, this is, no longer governed by the laws of Texas, meaning it was like Dodge City.
Yeah.
It had no government. I think she came from a prison, but she was let out into chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, she survived and left out of there where her reality actually declined, as well as her well-being. But let me say this. Just based on how he explained, it started out with the Illuminati sign. That right there made me know I was in store for a really entertaining movie. I personally think it was brilliant. I didn't anticipate what was going to happen next. I just sat back and watched it and enjoyed it. And there were so many messages, so many things that I could only say this. You have to watch it over and over and over. And each time you'll be entertained.
You'll miss something. Yeah.
But listen, the most brilliant thing about this production was that it was on a shoestring budget with two great actors that carried the whole movie. They played off each other.
Who were the great actors?
Keanu Reeves, leading man, and Jason Momoa.
No, Keanu Reeves wasn't the leading man.
No, I'm saying he is a leading man. So the two major characters was two great leading men. Both had private lives. It was so unique, even if you know something about the celebrity star.
individual as the
Each
actor,
individuals.
not this character they're playing. You're talking deeper
The
into
person.
the person that
But-
they are
and if you
translated
know
to the
anything-
role.
Exactly, because then you'll know they're doing great acting. I mean, Jason Momoa is married to Lisa Bonet. You know?
And you find
And
relevance in that for this
Of
movie.
course, because I'm seeing a person that functions, even though both gentlemen live very private lives. I didn't even know this until he had started becoming popular. I think during the time he was had a role in what's that supernatural movie, Game of Thrones. You know, that's where I first got wind of him.
Jason.
I've seen him in other things before, but he got to stardom in that role, you know.
Yes.
With just his appearance and his character as that type of person. In this situation, he was playing a Cuban immigrant from Havana.
From Havana, and he was
Cuba.
wearing the ink on his chest said Miami Man.
Right, because he was the man in Miami. He said he did tattoos. He did various things, but I think he was an inker.
He was like a blue collar kind of guy.
No, he was actually, he did ink. He
Yeah,
did
but that's
tattoos.
isn't a blue collar guy the guy who gets up and go to work, works 9 to 5 kind of a thing? So he appeared to be, like they said in his other life, maybe he was more of a grifter.
No, he was working every day, you know, but probably
how does he
putting
end up
tattoos
as part of the Bad Batch?
because of his survival existence and the fact that his personality is probably primitive, you know.
It's probably like some sort of gang.
He
member.
was a loner, and maybe not even that. Look, he was alone. The only people around he kept around him was living bodies.
No. There was a whole community of these people.
Oh, okay.
Remember that when she woke
Yeah,
up?
I seen that, but then when it focused on him, they seemed separated, him and the black lady and the daughter.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great movie. It has us now, you know, just bringing out certain points about it that it was just, it was good. Thoroughly enjoyed. And there's very few things I watch that I can't, like, figure out a particular plot. But, you know, at the end, they have a statement that it's making about I found a dream, have a dream. You have to have a dream. That was the pitch that was the basis of Keanu Reeves' character.
Yeah, it's like living in the dream. And
Right.
the dream
Live the
lives in-
dream.
Live the dream.
Be the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live in the dream and let the
Yeah.
dream live in you.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you can't live in the,
Interesting.
you can't be in the dream unless you're living in it.
Right.
You know?
Basically, I said the same thing.
And then he says,
Actually, be the dream.
this is not real,
Right.
you know? And
Yeah, there was everything.
can I tell you what I thought about
Tell
this
me,
movie?
please.
I thought this was a movie. It looked like he was wearing a prosthetic on the forehead to give him this more menacing look because of little things like what you said, how you kind of like think you know the guy a little bit and he's real private and you know about his marriage. So he wanted to get a little bit of his face. Maybe his face is a little too handsome. They had to make him a little unattractive.
Which one are you talking about?
Jason.
Oh, yeah, right.
And Keanu had a bit of a prosthetic jaw, it looked like. He was wearing the hair and the jaw. So it's like we have two guys that are way too handsome for these roles that had to ugly it up to some degree. And Momoa was able to use his body language to push a narrative. And
A look.
Keanu
Yeah.
had to articulate massive amounts of dialogue here. We're
With a
talking
great pair of
about-
glasses. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
with a
you gotta-
great
you
pair of
would
glasses.
recognize that better than anybody because
yeah,
you
yeah.
have very fashionable glasses.
Thank you. Yes.
But he
yeah.
had on a celebrity superstar, top of the game, Hollywood type of lifestyle glasses.
Yeah. And
The
what
frames are incredible.
he made some interesting points about when the girl had to use the bathroom and where does that go? You know, if the toilet if you flush the toilet and it takes your feces somewhere, I'm the one that makes that happen. I make you not think about where that goes.
But it goes away from here.
But it goes away from here. And it made me think about...
Because you don't want shit around you. Because pigs live in their shit, cows stand in their shit. You know?
But let me also
and I don't
say,
want shit around me.
Let me also
is
say,
what he was saying.
Yeah, let me also say this. It also made me think that I think, to some degree, he is actually the character that's playing Keanu's character. He is actually sending the shit to where these other people like Momoa lived. And Momoa can no longer act, and Momoa is actually an exile from that space where it was called Comfort.
Right.
Yeah, Comfort. So
Right.
you have Comfort. The town of Comfort
Right.
is a place where Momoa and the woman that he had and that community of people, which appear like there was these different sects. But instead of them being sects, because they, at the end of their feeding things that they do, they also were searching through the garbage. They were really very, not nomadic, but like very slum-minded.
Primitive. Actually primitive, because the dump site was where the town that Keanu Reeves was running and kept alive. Yeah, Comfort.
That's their dump.
That's their dump site. So the other people lived uncivilized, and they went to that dump site to salvage certain things.
Yeah.
Because those were the cannibals and the savages.
Yeah, but were they forced to be these savages and cannibals?
They chose to, because where
That's
the girl
the key
was
in the movie.
listen,
Choice, yes.
I don't think that I don't think Comfort was where the actual, I think it's even another little district where they were actually selling the noodles.
Yeah.
Because
that was in Comfort.
Okay, it was in Comfort.
Yeah.
But he had something like a palatial mansion. Remember I first said
Yeah,
the
he had the
boom box.
mansion next to where they had the boom box. It was like
Right, so
all
the
the
boom
pillars
box was
and all
so
that kind
big.
of stuff.
Once I see the inside of his house, I said, "Wow, it's elaborate like that." But it was a separate property.
Yeah,
the bedroom he sent her to was bigger than the whole boom box.
Yes.
It could have fit in that bedroom. So it was just interesting, man. It
Well, let
left
me
so many messages.
just finish. So I look at this as to let me bottom line it to some degree. I see this as a tale where they're telling us you do have choice. Yes, you do have choice. You can eat bunnies and crows, or you can kill people and eat human beings. What are you going to choose? And how long does it take for you to make that choice, to move in that direction? So I also look at the women's role in this. It was like Keanu's character had 10 wives, whereas Momoa's character had one. And this young lady was, from what I looked at, was suffering from Patty Hearst syndrome. And it wasn't until she pulled out the knife and felt empowered over him that she able to then submit to him. And it looks like the women characters in this movie are looking for the alpha man to submit to, so that they can play a much more docile role in the future of humanity. At least it feels like as we as people evolve and become more civilized, or even animalistic, there still is the hierarchy of man being in charge, or at least the woman who's looking to join the man so that her life can be easier, or the woman who's looking to be with that, she's looking to now be with a cannibalist in order to find her true, wanting a man to only be with her. That's what I got from this.
Okay, while you were talking, another thought came to mind for me, because you were kind of like trying to express different levels of society. You mentioned Comfort. You mentioned the one where I call them savages and primitive, because they ate flesh. And to show you can't completely abandon that once you become adjusted or addicted to it, because it kind of in the end show, okay, he maybe can get away from eating people, but he still had to have flesh. That's what made him take the rabbit.
Yes.
And don't get too familiar with the rabbit, as he did with people, because see, everybody was a possible meal for him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why he let in the town where they're from, basically where the savages live, they kept their meal alive like you would an animal.
Yeah.
You know,
and slowly,
Right.
dismembered it in order
only
to,
enough to keep them alive, because I guess it wasn't the proper storage. You want fresh kill. So you took living parts of the body to cook it. And then I guess they would dispose of that and start with a new one once the body died. But listen to this. This is what came to me. Think about this. The society that might have been the best possible living conditions and circumstances was the one that she might have been put out of. Because behind that gate, those guys that put her out were actually in uniform. So maybe she didn't qualify to stay among something that was even on a higher level, because they put you out into a wilderness. So maybe behind those gates was where high society existed. It wasn't a penal colony.
Yes, but hence my point. A woman is searching for a man.
Oh, it's no question about that.
She was in the town 5 months. It said 5 months later, and she still hadn't found her man. She still hadn't found the answers that she was looking for in life in itself, and that dream in itself.
Okay, maybe that's why she got kicked out. What if this facility only was run or existed with women?
Yeah, exactly.
And she wanted a man, so she got put out.
How you doing?
I'm good. You all right?
Yeah, we were just watching the movie, having movie night with my dad.
All right, no problem.
Thank you, though. Thank you for the concern.
They're so nice in your neighborhood.
Of course.
This is the second time we've done this. I've actually just come to the neighborhood and I've parked in the, what is this called?
The island.
The island, yeah. So this is the island where the trees are in between this way and that way, and I'm dead smack in the middle of it. And you are appreciated. This is The Bad Batch. We got it on Netflix. I would say yes, check it out.
I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to see it again. And I'll never cease to be amazed by it. It was just so different from what I normally view.
Yeah.
So this came up.
We knew nothing of the
Not
thing.
at all.
We just saw Bad Batch, pressed it. We didn't even know who was starring in it. We didn't know what it was about. We just turned on, we just pressed.
And they was able to put it together, I'm sure, on a shoestring budget. It was
in
the wilderness, the desert.
Yeah.
You understand? So
remember
it was
you
at
said,
a course.
why
they probably, Mimosa and Keanu could have got together. You understand what I'm saying? Did it for nothing, just put a production together, paid the extras, and raking all the money.
Yeah, well, interesting that you say that, because I was thinking more along the lines as they went to one of those Burning Man parties, and they just like said, oh, let's pull out the cameras and film the scene. But I noticed it wasn't like that. It was a smaller set with very little people. So thank you again for watching. If you found any value in this, we're doing the value for value system, and what the value for value system means is that if you appreciate the content that you see, we would recommend that you donate. So all you have to do is press what is it, $ Elvis Rosenberg on the Cash App, and also the Venmo Elvis Rosenberg. So if you like what you see, this is the new world we're in now. There was a time where you was able to just sit back and be the voyeur, and and that opened up the doors for a lot of people. But it's time to understand that this great platform that we're on gives you the opportunity for all of us to kind of win.
And coming from an old school point of view, I would just ask you to show the love. And these days we show it with the dollar, right?
Yeah. How else will you respect me?
Let's express love to each other. Let's share.
Boom.